So normally I do updates in the cold opens to my videos, but since the entire point of this video is updates, let's just go ahead and roll the thing. Hey guys, Sean here. So this week I have an update to two things that I have talked about in previous videos. The first being last week's video. So I went in for my annual checkup with my doctor and I told him that I had 4 questions for him about things, and he was like, well, that will completely change the type of appointment this is because it was supposed to be an annual checkup, but if you ask me questions, then that becomes a completely different type of appointment, so then I will have to charge you the $20 copay and it's not free anymore. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then also, since he was a Kaiser doctor, he was very much like, all right, come on, get through it. I gotta see like 400 people a day. Let's go. So what was determined? Well, first he had me do some things wrist-wise, like doing this and stuff, and he determined that as far as carpal tunnel is concerned, it's very early stages of it, so nothing to worry about at this point. And then as for the other 3 things, it was very Kaiser-like. The first thing being the sleep problems I've been having. He said that the sleep clinic would call me to set up an appointment. The physical therapy, he gave me the number to the physical therapist department. And then the, what was the 4th thing? Oh, the tinnitus. He gave me the number to the auditory clinic. So yeah, now I have to contact them and set up things, because that's how Kaiser works. Your doctor's pretty much just like surface level dude, and then beyond that, go deal with other people. It may sound like I'm complaining, but I'm not really complaining. That's just, I just wish I could have gone straight to those things instead of having to go through him. I did also, for the first time in a long while, get a flu shot. I never get them because I don't get the flu, but I am also not an anti-vaxxer, so I should probably always get them. But anyway, yeah, that is the update from last week as far as going to my doctor is concerned. Now, as far as Disney is concerned. So my annual pass expires on the 14th of January, which at the time of recording this is 2 days from now. It's Monday. So when you want to renew your annual pass, there's a small window that you can do it in. You can't do it any time. It's like a certain amount of days before the pass expires that you can actually do a renewal. So here was my plan. I still was under the blackout date restriction for my pass up until last Sunday, which was the, 6th. However, the parking still works, so my thought was that on Friday night, which would have been the 4th, I was going to go and, park for free and then go to the ticket booth, because you got to go to the ticket booth to renew. Well, okay, so here's the deal. In order to renew, you can do it online, but you can't put money down when you do it online. And I like putting money up front because then the monthly payments are smaller than they would be if you just did it normally through online. So I was going to go to the ticket booth and renew it, put some money down so that I had smaller monthly payments, and then that would be it. It'd be all good. Yay. And as I said in a previous video, I was going to upgrade to the top tier one because, well, not just because of the 2 weeks that are blacked out, but also because it comes with Max Pass. And Max Pass is essentially that anytime you're in the park, you can get Fast Passes without having to go to the rides to get the Fast Passes. So it makes getting Fast Passes that much easier. So what happened? Well, on Friday night the 4th, I ended up having to work late. I ended up working till about 7:40, so by that point I was like, that's too late, I'm not gonna go. And then on Saturday I had to make my video for last week, so by the time I was done with all that, it was like, it's too late to go now. I'll go on Sunday. So I went on Sunday. There was a whole bunch of people going on Sunday because it was the first day of the year that didn't have the blackout for the second highest tier. So of course there was a lot of people going. It was also the last day for the Christmas decorations and for everything being Christmas. So that was probably another reason why there were so many people there. So I went and got a lot of pictures and video B-roll for my upcoming All of Disneyland in 2019 series, which will be premiering at some point, I don't know when. However, while I was there, I was informed of something that crushed me a little bit. You see, on Sunday morning, since it was officially the beginning of the new year for Disney, they raised the price of everything 25%. So all the tickets went up 25%, the parking went up 25%, all the annual passes went up 25%. The Max Pass price went up. It actually went up 50%. But to be fair, a Max Pass was only $10 a day, so it went up to $15. So I now found myself in a new dilemma. So I had the Signature Pass, and the amount now to renew it would be the same price as the Signature Plus, which is the top tier one. Well, what it was the day before. It has now gone, of course, way up. So it was time to weigh the importance of the two things that were different about the Signature Plus compared to the Signature Pass. That being the 2 weeks of blackout dates and the Max Pass. Luckily, they did do something different this year than they had done last year. At least I think they did. I don't 100% know if this was an option that was available last year. Now for just $100 more, you can add Max Pass to any of the annual passes, except for the Signature Plus, that just comes included. So I looked at it and I'm like, okay, so if I get the Signature and the Max Pass added to it, that's still less than the Signature Plus. So how important is those two blackout weeks? And so I decided they were not that important, so I just ended up going with the Signature Pass and the Max Pass addition to it. And so with that combination, it is about what I was expecting to be paying for what would have been the Signature Plus, but it's now just a Signature with the Max Pass added. So I guess in the end it did end up working out because I got the main thing that I wanted and am paying about the same price that I was expecting. And to be fair, with the amount that they have raised the ticket prices, I only have to go 5 more times on peak days being the days that they charge the most, because there's actually 3 tiers of daily charges that they have. They will have regular days and peak days and light days. I don't think they call them light days, but they'll charge less for light days, and then there's the normal, this is what they would normally charge. And then on days where there's a lot of people going, they charge more. I believe the theory behind this is we want to get more people in on days where it's light, and we want to get less people in on days where it's a peak day, but that never works. People will gladly just throw money at Disneyland. And that was also kind of a theory as to why they raised the prices 25%, because with Star Wars Land opening up later this year, and with the Marvel part of California Adventure opening later this year, they're expecting just a deluge of more people going, and the crowds are going to get so ridiculous around that time. So the thought is, well, if they raise the prices, it'll keep people out that can't afford to go. However, that doesn't ever actually work. Every time they do that, it's still just always packed. There is literally only one way they could potentially do that, and that is if they got rid of the monthly payments on the annual passes, because so many people in Southern California have annual passes to Disneyland, and if they got rid of the monthly payments, a majority of those people would probably not be able to afford it if they had to pay up front. I know I wouldn't be able to. Now the other thing is, I don't believe that my new pass actually kicks in until Monday. So I don't actually have the Max Pass yet until we transfer over to the new annual pass. So if I go tomorrow, I wouldn't have that benefit. But whatever, it's still worth it. I still love it. I will go way more times than it would take to pay for it. As I said, I went 16 times last year, and the amount of money I saved by doing that was almost double what the price of the pass was. So if I just go like 20 times this year, then it'll be fine. And if I make a killer YouTube series out of it, it'll all be worth it. Speaking of killers. Anyway, that's going to do it for this week's video. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more of the crazy crap that goes on around here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to help support the crazy crap that goes on around here, because as I just said, I will probably need it because of the price hike of the... Anyway, go ahead and hit up my Patreon. And with that, have a good however long it is until you watch my next video.